best part of this new thing for me in Africa is the excitement level. If you remember last year when I got my buffalo, how high my adrenaline was, and I was excited. Well, this week I'm going after an eland. An eland is just as big, just as hard to hunt, and just as thrilling. I get excited just like I did with a buffalo. You're gonna enjoy this show.
Shaun had a special treat for us this trip. We were going to be the first group to hunt his new Kalahari concession.
The eland, the largest antelope species in Africa.
Here we just spotted what can only be described as a giant.
Shoot anywhere.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
This is what 4 a.m. in Africa looks like.
Let's go. Let's take a nap.
4 a.m. Kalahari is coming up next.
Delicious instant coffee. We need to Americanize just a little bit over here. We need some real coffee. Day 3 of an 8-day hunt, and Shaun tells us we're going to a new concession in the Kalahari Desert. Always fun to see new country in South Africa. This was going to be brand new to all of us, and we couldn't wait to get there. The 3-hour drive's over with, and we pull into their new concession, and it's gorgeous.
You know, it was wide open. You could see for miles. It was what I always envisioned Africa to be.
It's a really cool lodge. It's got a great area to sit around and talk and tell stories. The rooms were great. The staff was taking care of us as soon as we pulled into the drive. So we were excited to be there, and we were also excited to see some new country.
An animal that hadn't really been on my list until I seen it was a waterbuck. And boy, did we see a giant.
All right, we were riding, looking for some blue wildebeest, and seen a giant of a waterbuck. And you know, me and Seth talked it over with Shaun, and we decided we just had to try. We had to go after this guy.
He's worth it.
Yeah,
He's worth it.
he's nice.
He's
Let's go.
definitely a taker.
Everything's going great. It's almost too easy. And when something like that is too easy, you know something's going to go wrong. Sticks go up, guns on there. I grabbed the tripod, set it up, and I tried to put the camera on there, and all of a sudden I felt just looseness. I could not get it to click.
So here I am with this massive water buck right in front of me, and I can't even shoot it.
So I'm sitting there and I'm telling him no, 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 and I'm trying to get the camera set. Sure enough, as soon as I get the camera locked in, start to zoom in on the animal, he runs, and that's it. No shot, animal's gone.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
All right, so at this point, we had just lost this big water buck. I was bound and determined that we were gonna kill this guy.
We just put the first stalk on this huge water buck. He gave us a slip on this first go around, so we're gonna give him a few minutes to settle down and try it again.
So we spent the rest of the morning hunting him. We just never found him, He was gone. Ended up, we went back to camp, get some lunch, and we were gonna see what happened that afternoon. So after lunch, we went back out and we kept hunting the same water buck. We were determined we were gonna find him. But we did get on a different group of water buck, and and there was a great one. We hopped out and started a stalk. We went several hundred yards, to get into position.
Is that our boy?
He was kind of quartering away from us. We just didn't have a clear shot. We were standing on the back side of a little tree. So I finally got on the sticks, got into position.
Good hit. Good job. Good job.
I think we got him.
Yeah, you did.
I think so.
Boom. Well done.
Good job.
You feel good?
I do.
Feel steady?
Feel like a good hit.
Oh, good hard hit. Awesome. You look good to me.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's give him a minute. We'll go and find him.
Everything was just perfect. He did everything he needed to do, and he made a great shot on this water bug. He wound up only going about 30, 40 yards, and he had a fantastic Kalahari waterbuck bull on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. What a massive animal.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Massive horns.
look at this massy at the bottom. You can't even wrap your hand around it. Rubbed smoothly at the bottom.
What does that indicate?
Well, I mean, you can smell it. It's pretty musky. And that's just to mark their territory and rub their scents off against the trees. Tell the other boys in the area, this is my home.
This is a massive animal.
Yeah, a lot of people say waterbuck got its name because big bulls chase the smaller ones into the water until just the tip of the nose stick out, and that's how they breed and survive. The bigger bulls kill a lot of the younger ones, are very territorial.
Old guy. That's what we like. You know, the old ones that were, just leaving their prime.
Yeah, did their part for the genetics.
That's right. Good job. Man, thank you again.
You're
What a great hunt.
You're welcome.
What really piqued my interest about an eland was watching Seth Johnson's eland hunt 3 years ago with Shaun.
My first trip with Shaun Keeny Safaris 3 years ago, we hunted an eland bull, and it was something special. We made a great stalk, we got in position, the bull was following up behind the group. He stopped, looked back at us. Shaun had me up on the sticks, I was in the right position. He said, shoot now. I squeezed the trigger, whop. You know, that 7 STW hit home, and he actually fell right there on the spot.
Really, after watching that show, I knew that I had to have one too.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
Eland, the largest antelope species in Africa. And the concession we are at in the Kalahari on their personal property is known for giant eland. They got very unique spiral horns. The older the bull, the more the tuft it gets between a bunch of hair between his horns. Just so many unique things about this animal that really piqued my interest, and I was really looking forward to hunting one.
Just spotted what can only be described as a giant eland bull. There's also a big bull. 3 of those 4 big bulls with about 25 cows. So off to my right, the wind's coming straight into my face here. So we're just quickly getting Lamar set up with his 416 Rigby. I'm going to make an approach through here. Fortunately, they're in an open field, so it's going to be a longer shot, probably 200, 250.
We've been riding around for probably about an hour, and we finally found a herd of eland, and then we found another herd.
We got the 416, so we are limited to maybe just over 200 yards.
Okay.
But let's get in there, and then we'll kind of see what happens from there.
All right, let's go. I'm ready. We get busted on the first stalk, and there's something about an eland that when they get determined and they're going to leave, they don't just run a little bit and stop. They have a gait or a trot with them that they can cover some country. They're big, they got long strides, and before you know it, the next thing we knew, it was a 6-hour stalk later. We had walked almost 6 miles trying to get back to these eland and never got another sight of them. Day 4 ends. No eland for me.
Today we'll be continuing our series on elements of a custom rifle, and we'll be talking about rifle stocks.
The rifle stock is the interface between the shooter and the rifle. The stocks that we use are Kelvar graphite stocks made by McMillan and Manners. We offer every model made by both companies basically. The thing that sets our stocks apart from everybody else is the way we bed them. We bed them with 5/8 radius pillars with ProBed 2000 all the way up through the recoil lug. We've got a gauge that we put on the guns that grabs the barrel and touches the stock. We test separation to 1,000. So when we get through, we're ensure we've got a perfect bedding job. We offer every stock, but one of our favorites is this Apex Hunter. This is a stock that we designed. It's made by McMillan. This stock has got a sufficiently wide fore-end. It's got a thin wrist with an ambidextrous palm swell. It's got a negative cone that's going to help with the recoil reduction. This stock is available in Edge technology and comes in at about 1.5 pounds, and then we custom paint it. This is one of our favorite stocks, but we offer all of them. So if you want a custom rifle, the stock is the thing that you touch the most. It's going to be the most important thing. Give us a call today. Kyle will go over all the options, and we'll get you a custom rifle built in no time.
So join
SCI Foundation is a dynamic charitable organization. You want to learn more? Visit our website to learn about our educational projects, our wildlife conservation initiatives, and our humanitarian service projects. SCI Foundation is first for wildlife. Please consider supporting us today.
The next morning rolls around and we're back after the eland. The entire morning we did nothing but stalk and look and track. I mean, we spotted all kind of different animals, but we were focused on that eland. And we were on this group of eland, then we'd go to another group and we'd spot the one, but we just didn't see the one that we wanted. Came back in after that morning with no eland. Then we rested a little bit, got a new game plan. Shaun wanted to go back to the original area where we jumped the first eland to see if that would be where they went back to. Shaun sees a group of eland that he thinks is a monster bull. They have no idea we're there. We got nice cover in front of us, and we're waiting for Shaun to pick the correct bull out. Seth's running camera. He's over my shoulder. It's fixing to be go time. It's gonna happen. You feel it's gonna happen. We've been set up on the same hole for seems like forever. Shaun finally gets a little impatient and says we're gonna have to make something happen. So he wants us to move. There's another opening that he thinks would work better than the one we've been watching. So I get set up on the sticks. Seth gets the camera zeroed in on him. Shaun double checks him again with the Swarovskis. Tells me that's him shooting.
There's too much stuff. I can't shoot anywhere.
We'll find a hole.
There's not a hole.
Can you see the big back of the bull behind that cow now? Go to the left more. The bull's behind her. Oh, do you see him? There. No, in the second from the left. You can see his shoulder.
Yes.
You on him, Seth? Shoot him.
I squeeze that 300 rum trigger. You hear the bullet whop and take him, and then you hear multiple 2,000-pound animals running like crazy.
What a shot. I mean, he took every bit of it.
We start walking towards the eland, and we get about 30 yards from it. Shaun stops, puts up the Swarovskis, looks, and he says, "Sir, you have your eland."
I think he's dead.
He's dead.
I know I talk about all the time about how you're so surprised how big these animals are. This even surprised my wildest imagination of how big it is. It is 2,000 pounds of Brahma bull looking, just a monstrosity of an animal that just takes your breath away.
Boy, he took every bit of that 300 rum. That burger bullet, it took care of it was a, it is 210 grain. It took a big old eland down. He didn't go, what, 20 yards? 30 yards maybe?
Yeah.
Shaun, I told you before, thank you. I'm not getting tired of saying thank you either.
I'm not getting tired of hearing you say it.
Oh, just Guys, Shaun Keeny Safaris, quality animals, all mature, just, it goes with our show. Brush country monsters. Mr. Keeny over here's got monsters.
You know, the adrenaline flow and the excitement was at an all-time high. Shaun is looking at it and he said, friend, this animal is going to score Roland Ward. And what Roland Ward is like our Boone and Crockett for whitetail. I just made the record book with my very first eland. That Kalahari is a beautiful, gorgeous place, isn't it? Join us here next week as we continue our safari with Shaun Keeny. Until next time, always remember, keep God and family first.